Yo, what's up guys, Neon Blitz here, back with another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. I'm a bit late to covering all of this because this stuff was all announced pretty much like a month ago, but considering you can now sign up officially in the game, I figured now's the best day to talk about it. We're going to be talking about the Squadra Blast World Championship 2026. Entries are available for the first stage in game. If you're confused on how to enter, how to find all the information, you see this banner here. You're just going to go to the tab that says entry is now open Vegito, and you're going to find this message tab. Entry is now open for the first preliminaries of Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra's first World Championship. This is your chance to get exclusive items and Dragon Gems. You have till the start of season 5 on May 13th till May 19th. And then the actual tournament period is going to be on May 21st. Could also be maybe May 22nd, depending on the time zone, to May 24th. The first stage will be conducted in a knockout format. The rules: in order to clear the first stage, you have to win 3 battles. If you lose 3, you're eliminated. If you do make it, get your 3 wins, and you do move on to the second stage, you'll be granted the opportunity to enter the second stage. Entry to the second stage is only possible with the same members who cleared the first stage. Please be aware that team members cannot be changed. Please refer to the rulebook for more information. Re-entry: even after eliminations, players may re-enter and attempt to qualify again as long as they do so within the first stage period. Players may attempt to qualify as many times as they wish. Players cannot re-enter once they have cleared the first stage. So it sounds like you're gonna enter the first stage of Squadra Blast. You're gonna play games, and you're gonna play games till you win 3 times. If you lose, it sounds like you just re-enter right away, because I imagine there's gonna be people that don't show up. They want players that are actually interested and just want to actually partake in the Squadra Blast. Participation requirements: one of your role ranks must be D4 or higher, which I think before they made it like E3, so now they made it D4, which is better. Your account must be linked to Bandai Namco ID, and Final Form Frieza is actually banned from this, so it's pretty much the last available character is going to be Kid Buu, so I imagine you're going to be seeing a lot of him. And Final Form Frieza is banned for the first stage. Frieza will be available during other stages, but at least for this first stage, Frieza's banned considering he just came out. And how do you enter? First, you got to link your Bandai Namco account. Then you got to create a party using the party function. Then you're going to have all the members who want to participate in the first stage of the Squadra Blast in your party. Then whoever actually created the party enters the tournament for everyone, and everyone has to enter at the same time in the same server. So in case you're curious, this is the party function. I would have to create a party ID, have 3 of my teammates fill up here. Then we're going to go over to the circle tab, pick our server, where we're going to pick North America. And then it'll give us here, and then if I have my players, I'd press entry, and then that's how we all enter. That's how you enter the Squadra Blast for this. And they're saying here's basic Gekishin rules, and Divine Drills are available. This is not like the Gekishin Cup, where no Divine Drills were had. The Squadra Blast, it looks like it's going to have the Divine Drills. And it says right here, knockouts now. Aim for 3 wins to advance 3 losses, and you're eliminated. Retry possible. You can try again after losing. There's no limit to retrying. So if you're someone that's dedicated to this, you should theoretically be able to guarantee move on to the first stage, unless you're just tremendously unlucky or that player, or so many players are too skilled. But since this is in-game, I actually want to go into the web browser here. Shout out Shamer Code for the background music. I'll leave a link to this in the description. Make sure to give them some love of the actual thing here. There's a trailer that they had here just talking about the Squadra Blast World Championship. In case you're confused on what this event actually is, it's an event where it's going to kind of work like a regular Squadra Blast, but it has an extra step where it has a lot of extra steps. The fact that players can sign up for the in-game in the Squadra Blast is actually quite different than before, where you had to sign up online through like a web browser or like a survey. Essentially everyone can enter this, and then if you make it past the first 2 stages, then it'll be your typical Squadra Blast format. And if you win your region, because you're entering for each region of NA, Asia, EU, or South America, the winner of each region will go to Japan and compete against the other winners offline. That's why it's a world championship. That's why this is really hyped, because all the best players are going to be in Japan competing offline for a chance to show themselves that they're the best players. If you go here, who will be the world's strongest Gekishin Squadra? The world's strongest Squadra will be decided at Squadra Blast World Championship 2026. And we have the actual website here. We just read that about. From the first stage to the third stage, representative teams from each of the 4 servers will be determined. The winning teams will then compete for the title of World's Strongest in the finals. First stage, we already went over to an in-game online preliminary that all players who complete the entry process can participate in. And we can check out the details here. It's basically telling you how to enter, which I already showed. This is the time period. In game qualifications, win 3 out of 5 battles. So it sounds like you have 5 battles. You win 3 of them, you move on to the second stage. If you lose your 3 of those 5, you're gonna have to restart this whole process again. And again, divine draws are random. All heroes have been implemented in-game by May 11th, which I actually have the roadmap here. Frieza's not implemented by May 11th, so Frieza's banned. There's no divine combo card limits. The servers are the century or whatever you entered on, and the latest patch. Then the prizes, which I'm sure this is what most of you care about. Just for participating, you get an exclusive stamp, you get 100 Dragon Gems, and you get 5 P5 Jet capsules depending on the amount of wins of max of 15. So you could get a max of 15 P5G capsules, which if you're going to move on to the second stage, you need to win 3 games anyways. You get 100 Dragon Gems and exclusive stamp. If you qualify, you get this exclusive frame and 150 Dragon Gems, which I don't really like this too much. Just for participating in the other Squadra Blast, you got your 250 Dragon Gems, while here they break it up. I understand theoretically almost every team should be able to qualify and go to the second stage, so you're still going to be getting 250 Dragon Gems regardless. But I imagine there might be some teams that just genuinely don't qualify, so they just lose on 150 Dragon Gems for nothing. I wish they would stick together. And that's it for the first stage. If we go back to the website, the second stage, second preliminary, is an on-game online preliminary in which teams that have advanced past the first stage can participate. This one works a little bit differently. Only the teams that advance to the first stage can enter the second stage. So if you did not enter the first stage, or you don't get your 3 wins in the first stage, you will not be able to enter the second stage. The entry period is from May 28th to June 4th, so keep that in mind. And the event dates are for all the different servers. You know, it looks like it's going to be happening June 6th for most of the regions. And the thing with this one is re-entries are not permitted. So I think it's going to work pretty similarly to the first stage, where you have to win 5 out of 10 or 5 out of 3. I actually don't know exactly where it says it here, where this is not going to re-entry into the tournament is not permitted. It sounds like I actually have like the rule book and like general guidelines here. Let me see for the second stage what it says here. Second stage format. There will be a knock where teams compete in a 7-round matches in the in-game preliminary mode during the first event period and advance to the third stage by achieving a required number of wins. So it sounds pretty similar to the first stage, just you have to win, like, I imagine, more than the other teams. Then there's not a set amount they have to win, you just have to win more matches than the other teams. For participating in the second stage, you get 10 SG capsules, and then if you get 10, or you get an SG capsule for the number of wins, or you get 10 SG capsules per win. So I don't know, imagine you play 3 or 5. It sounds like you get, like, yeah. Example, participants who win 2 times during the SG capsule win 30 SG capsules, because they get the 10 just for participating, and then they won twice, so 2 times 10 is 20, 20 plus 10 is 30. So you get a lot of SG capsules just for making it to the second stage. And then you get, and if you qualify to the third stage, you get an exclusive hit effect. Next, the third stage. This is when it's going to be more like your typical Squadra Blast format, an online preliminary hosted outside of the game in which teams that have advanced past the second stage can participate. Now, the interesting thing about this for the second stage, it says all heroes have been implemented in game by May 25th. If you look at the roadmap, Kid Goku comes out May 26th, so Kid Goku would not be allowed in the second Squadra Blast, or second stage of the Squadra Blast. And we'll see this come back during this third stage, where again there's only like 3 days to enter this, because if you qualify past the second stage, I imagine you're gonna enter this right away. And there's different dates for all of these, of Asia, NA, EU, and South America, starting from mid-June, ending like late June. And this is the important. This is going to be basically, at this point, it's not a regular Squadra Blast for these 4 different regions. There's going to be live stream and all this, so that should mean we're going to be getting 4 codes for the Squadra Blast. So I'll be making a video talking about, or literally a video on each of the codes that they give out. So stay subscribed if you want to stay updated for that when that drops. It's a single elimination tournament, similar to the other Squadra Blast tournaments, where it's best of 1 for the whole tournament until we get to semifinals and finals, where it's a best of 3, where in order to win, you have to win 2 games or win 2 games out of 3. Again, kind of the same format of the patch will be the latest, the server selected, no combo card limits, no random divine draws, but all heroes have been implemented in game by June 15th. Bulma comes out June 16th. So in the third stage, Bulma is not going to be allowed. And so interesting that Frieza is not allowed in the first stage, Kid Goku is not allowed in the second, and Bulma is not allowed in the third stage. I mean, it makes sense. These are new characters that are may either be incredibly unbalanced and will just absolutely dominate, or just these are two brand new characters that they don't want to mess up the mojo of these players by introducing our new randomizer, or new random variable. The interesting thing about the third stage is we're actually getting bans, which isn't something that they might or should implement in ranked. But if you're not aware how ranked or bans work, they work pretty differently for all three battles. And in battle 1, each team gets one ban, and they give an example here. If Team A bans Super Vegito and Team B bans Full Power Bojack, both teams will be unable to use Super Vegeta or Full Power Bojack in Battle 1. Then in Battle 2, any heroes that a team uses in Battle 1 cannot be used by that team in Battle 2. Heroes that the opposing team used in Battle 1 can still be used by your own team in Battle 2 as long as your team did not use those heroes in Battle 1. Example, if Team A uses Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, Super Saiyan Goku, Cell, and Ultimate Gohan, then Team A cannot use those characters in Battle 2, which is a really interesting format. Because in Battle 3, there's no restrictions, no bans. So Battle 1, you ban. Battle 2, you're essentially banning the characters that you played in Battle 1. So, let's just say you play Frieza, Kid Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, God Vegeta, right? In Battle 1. And you banned, let's say, Mini Goku, and your team bans Mini Goku, and the other team banned like Vegito. Now for Battle 2, you can't use Kid Buu, you can't use Super Saiyan 3, you can't use Kid Goku, and you can't use God Vegeta. So you're gonna have to come up with a different team comp for Battle 2. And the question is, do you go all out during Battle 1? Do you go all out in Battle 2 and hope with your backup that you win Battle 1 so you don't have to worry about bans? But if you make it to Battle 3, there's just no restriction, no bans. So what do? Very interesting format. The prizes here. Kind of typical Squadra Blast rewards, depending on how you do. You get participation badges in game. Then depending on how you place with either top 16, top 8, top 4, second place, and first place, you'll get these special badges. And you must participate in at least one battle to get your rewards. There's no other values here or rewards here. Maybe that's why they decided to go so crazy with these 10 SG capsules to get per win during the second stage, because the third stage doesn't have any other rewards. And if you participate, make it to the third stage, you'll get your details in game that I imagine is going to be exclusive to you. And interesting enough, starting from the third stage, 2 players must be registered as reserve players. So I have the rule book here that it says it here. Let me see if I can't find it real quick. We have for a total of 6 members, 4 participating members, and 2 reserve players by the deadline as stipulated by tournament administration. The 4 participating members are limited to the players who entered and played in the first stage and second stage. Registering any other individual as a team's participating member is prohibited. Reserve players are substitutes who may only replace participating members when tournament administration deems that a participating member is unable to play. This is probably due to the controversy that happened during the Season 3 Squadra Blast or Squadra Blast 1, in case you're unaware. During the EU Squadra Blast, the Team 1, I think, had like Ani, Abe, and I forget the other 2, but the tournament winners, they won the EU. Then it was found out that one of the players on the winning team was not actually the person playing or who owned the account. It was someone else playing on their account. And what they figured out was a couple days before the tournament and the Squadra Blast was actually officially going to start, one of the players could not do it, meaning the other 3 members that they signed up with were just screwed. So what they thought of was having someone else log into the player's account that registered to play in the Squadra Blast and play as them. And it was seemingly a workaround until they got found out and they had their win and all their rewards stripped from them. I'm guessing due to that controversy, they're not allowing substitute and reserve players, meaning if some player can't play for some reason, they'll have backup players, which is a great thing. I don't know why they didn't have this earlier, and I also don't know why they didn't have this ban system earlier, but it's good that from the controversy, we've made things better. But the true reward for winning the Stage 3 Squadra Blast, you will then go to Japan to play offline against the other region winners. So if let's just say you win NA Squadra Blast, you'll go against the Asia winners, you'll go against the EU winners, and you'll go against the South America winners. And most importantly, The tournament administration will conduct an online interview when teams who pass the third stage in order to verify the identity and confirm the details revealed to traveling in Japan. So you'll have to do an interview. Keep that in mind. But tournament participation is free. For finals participants, any necessary travel expenses, flights from the participant's nearest airport to the venue or designated hotel, as well as accommodation fees, lodging costs at a hotel designated by the tournament administration during the finals, will be arranged by the organizer. However, the participant will be responsible for all expenses for additional days outside of what the tournament or administration deems necessary for participation in the finals, as well as travel expenses for transportation other than those arranged by the tournament administration. Participations are also responsible for all the expenses that are not expressly stated herein. This is saying that if you make it to the finals, you get a free trip, hotel, flight, any means of transportation that it has to deal with the tournament itself will be paid for free by Bandai Namco or Gekishin Squadra. For winning the Squadra Blast, or for winning the Stage 3 Squadra Blast, you may not get any value or any rewards in game like Dragon Gems or SG capsules. You get a full trip to Japan in order to compete in the finals. That is insane. Now, obviously, that may seem like a lot of money, but at most, it's 24 players that they need to play for, because each team now goes from 4 to 6, and there's 4 servers, and that's imagining that the winner of the Asia Squadra Blast is not already in Japan. If they're already in Japan, that's only 18 players, 18 rooms, 18 flights that they need to accommodate for. So, big ups to Squadra for giving the winners free flights and hotel in Japan, or to Japan. That's actually crazy. The fact that you could win a free trip to Japan for winning a tournament of an in-game tournament of one of your favorite games. That's wow. But the finals themselves, the third stage winning teams will represent their servers in an all-out final clash in Japan. Now, this date is kind of crazy because keep in mind, this starts like May 21st, right? Then the second stage starts June 6th. The second stage starts June 19th to June 28th. And then the actual finals are August 22nd. You have a full month from when, because I think the last server is South America. You have more than a month of waiting. And depending, if you're in the Asia servers, you have 2 months. You're waiting 2 months for this third stage. Season 6 should be out by then. Season 6 should be like sometime early July. So you're gonna be having, I imagine all the characters of Season 6 will be out by then too. So you not only have to relearn the new meta, you're gonna have to learn all these new characters, and you might have to learn Kid Goku Bulma as well. Which, that's a long time, but I imagine there's a very specific why. So this day here, August 22nd Pacific. So depending on the time zone, may be August 23rd, depending on whatever they plan to do. But that's a crazy amount of time to wait. And the event location's in Tokyo. The cool thing is the competition goes from a single elimination bracket that it's been present since in every other Squadra Blast to a double elimination bracket, and all matches are best of 3. If you're not aware what this means, double elimination means you essentially have to lose twice in order to get knocked out of the tournament. And best of 3 means you play a maximum of 3 games, and whoever wins the most games in those 3 games wins. So whoever wins twice. And so basically you have to lose a total of 4 games in order to be eliminated from the tournament. And this will also be a live stream, so I imagine they're going to be doing a code here. And depending on how they're feeling, they may even do a special sneak peek of the 1-year anniversary. Probably not, because I imagine they want to do that note separately. But we saw with the half-year anniversary that with the end of the NA Squadra Blast, they led directly to the review of the Season 4 characters. So maybe they could do that here with the 1-year anniversary? Who's to say? The rules. Gekishin rules, of course. Random divine draws, usable heroes. All heroes that have been implemented in-game by the day of the tournament, which is going to include Kid Goku. It's going to include Bulma. It's going to probably include either all the Season 6 characters, I'd imagine. Maybe there's one that gets left out, but I imagine all the Season 6 characters are going to be allowed here. The server's going to be Asia, which that makes sense. They're in Tokyo. The patch will be the latest. And ban rules will be in effect for all battles. So if we go to the third thing here, band rules will be in effect for the semifinals and finals. Oh, I didn't even catch that. For the stage 3, these bans are only for the finals and semifinals, while here they're effect for all battles. So it looks like it's gonna be the same kind of rules that we saw for this third stage, where battle 1, each team gets 1 ban. Battle 2, well, you can't use the same characters you used during the first battle. And then battle 3, there's no restrictions. But for winning the Squadra Blast, the first ever World Championship Squadra Blast, you get a trophy. That's always nice. A special badge in game, which if you run into a player who has this in game, you know you're screwed. And most importantly, World Championship champion skin in game. Each member of the winning team can select one hero from Season 6 or earlier, and the development team will create a skin for that hero based on the concept of the World Championship. The concept itself will be revealed at a later date. This is very common with MOBAs. I know one of the most exciting things for the esports team, esports side of League of Legends, is whoever team ends up winning the World Championships, each player gets to pick their own character, and that character gets their own skin based on references with both the player themselves, based on the overall esports team that won. So assuming that these 6 players pick separate characters, we're going to be getting 6 World Championship skins. I don't know if it's going to be based on like this coloring tier that we see from up here, or the different stages, or even just the actual picture here. Who's to say? It sounds like these could be rage skins, maybe infinite skins. And I don't know if these are going to be playable, or they're going to be unlockable for every player, or if it's just going to be for the players that won. That'd be pretty cool if you're the only person that could use their own skin. That'd be pretty sick. I know in League they let every player buy the skins, so that'd also be cool. For participating, you get some merch, which, I mean, you already got a free trip to Japan. You already got all these in-game rewards. Pretty insane to go. And I mean, I think this is awesome. Even though I may not think Squadra's the absolute most competitive, and I imagine a lot of players, especially with those competing, may agree, I do enjoy the fact that they are building a competitive scene for Squadra. I do really like that. The fact that they're going all out for this, having a World Championship in Japan. Maybe this might lead to reveals. You get free participating rewards that every player can join as long as they have a squad. They might even pair this up with the reveals for the 1-year anniversary. And yeah, just imagine you're good enough at a game that you like, that you get a free trip to Japan. That's awesome. And yeah, like I was saying, since this is in August, Bulma's going to be out, Kid Goku's going to be out. Imagine all the Season 6 characters are going to be out. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. If there's any codes that come from this, especially during the third stage that is live stream, I'll make sure to make quick videos on them so you guys can very easily just copy and paste the code. Any other potential news that gets reviewed about this Squadra Blast, the World Championship Squadra Blast, I'll make videos on. But yeah, I think the rewards are really cool. The fact that Squadra is doing a World Championship like this is awesome. We just saw this with Legends, that they had their second World Championship tournament. I believe Legends has had 2 now, one during the 1-year anniversary, one during the 7th-year anniversary. So I find it cool that they're doing this, and who knows, maybe though in the future we might get a second World Championship, or even if they don't do that, at least just keep doing Squadra Blast, because I think it's a lot of fun for all the players competing, and fun for the fans getting to watch the best players and get some sweet rewards in game. Once again, shout out Shane McCall for the back music. I'll leave a link to this video that will listen to in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. Stay tapped into the channel for stay up with Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, including featuring this coverage on Season 5, more videos on Final Form Frieza, Kid Goku, and Bulma, as well as any other potential news you need to know for the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!